What's up, guys? I'm back again, this time with the Magtheridon's Lair raid guide. As always, a full in-depth guide. It will be in the description. Enjoy, my guys. All right, well, Magtheridon's is a 3-phase fight. We got this screenshot and drew some lines here to try to break down what happens with the ads, because this is the most annoying part of the phase. Okay, so going clockwise, there's 5 spots. Each spot has a cube and an ad channeling the cube. This fight starts as soon as you initiate combat. Okay, so there's a cube and an ad on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, dots. These dots right here. This brown one is our warrior tank. This orange one is our druid tank. This pink one is our pally tank. The purple are warlocks. We only had 2 warlocks. If you have more, space them like right here. Right here. I'll explain why later. And then green is our hunters, and they're here for another reason, which I'll explain later. Have the raids stacked out. Spread out nice and even. Don't have anybody down here with the pally tank when he's doing the ads, though. You want them all almost max range, right? So to start, you want to have a hunter misdirect 3 to the warrior tank while he just drags it up here. You're gonna stack 1, 2, and 3 up here. Okay, so hunter misdirect warrior here, misdirect 2 to the druid, and have the druid pick up 1, take all 3 here. Have hunter misdirect 5 to the pally tank while he just waddles his ass down there and picks up 4, and he tanks once again by himself down here, guys. Okay. And then phase 2, when Mag comes out, you're going to pull him. You have the warrior tank pull him down here, okay? So not that hard. Try to visualize this. I won't refer to it again, so it's the only time we're going to see it, but that's just to help you with the thing. Oh, and I forgot. Almost forgot this. After 2 ads die, 1 and 2 dies, your warrior tank will remain with whatever the last ad is, which should be 3, but it doesn't really matter. And then your druid tank is going to run down here, bring 2 interrupters with him, run down here, and pick off one of these guys and start tanking the guys so the pally doesn't have to tank 2 of them. Okay, so this fight, out of the 3 phases, the 3rd phase is a joke. The 1st phase has really just 2 big things you need to work out for, and then the 2nd phase has 1 thing that's huge, and it's a wipe fest if you don't work that out. So to start, have your tanks pulled up. Like I said, look, you see my warrior tank bringing square up to skull and X. Have them tank together, and then the first thing you want to worry about is burning abysmals. It puts down these, exactly what they would look like, these infernals per se, that go on the ground. They get spawned from the ads, so don't worry about killing them because they just come back up. So what you do is, why we have the hunters sitting in the middle, is they put down freezing traps and they trap them, and have your warlocks fear and banish. Keep 1 banish and 1 feared at all times. Run in and drop a Hallow Terror, and as long as you just keep them feared, it's not that huge of a deal, okay? Outside of that, forget about those guys now, is these Hellfire channelers, the big boys, okay? What you want to make sure that you're always doing is interrupting the Shadowbird volley, which is what you just saw goes off. You must interrupt the Shadowbird volley, and the other one is Dark Mending. So in order to do that, you want to have 2 interrupters assigned to each ad. So if there's 3 ads up here, you want to have 2 interrupters on there. The first interrupter will only interrupt Shadowbolt Volley. The second interrupter will only interrupt Dark Mending. Okay, if you do not interrupt Dark Mending, that will heal the ad all the way to full. And Shadowbolt Volley, what that does, it does about what, 2k, about 1.5 to 2k damage to everybody who it hits. So just interrupt those guys, and just make sure you interrupt them. If you guys don't have the comp to interrupt them like we didn't at first, then remember that you can use a mage and rotate with the warlock. So you can have a counterspell mage, and then a counterspell mage, and then a fell hunter pet with the warlock to help out with that, which works out pretty good. And that's what we do to handle the ad phase. And guys, that's all that they have. Just remember, when they die, they do transfer their soul into another ad, which increases the damage by 20%, and the casting speed by 10%, and it stacks. Obviously, the last ad, who was number 5, he will be, or number 4, he will be the last one standing. He will have 80% increased damage and 40% increased speed. So you want to nuke him down pretty quick. All right, so keep going. We'll speed up a little bit because it's kind of boring right here. Like I said, just keep fear banishing the abysmals and nuke down this last ad, and you're good to go. And then phase 2 has already started. That's why the tank's up there tanking him. Now, the real mechanic is this. 2 things: Quake, Blast Nova. When you see a jump back like this, it's called Quake. What that does is it knocks back everybody. A good notice of what's going to happen is Blast Nova is that the Quake will happen. Let me get to a good spot here and I'll pause it. Okay. Blast Nova does a metric shit ton of damage to everybody, okay? It does a lot of damage, all right? A lot. And you have to interrupt it. The only way to interrupt it is for all 5 cubes to be activated on the boss to stop it. That means 5 people need to click the cube roughly the same time before the Blast Nova cast goes off, or you're kind of fucked, okay? So as you see, you don't need to use this as a comp, but as you see, our first set of clickers is a Warlock, an S-Priest, a Boomkin, an Ellie, and a Warlock. Okay, then they're going to click, and then you're going to go about throughout the fight, and then about 45 seconds later, it's every 45 seconds. Every 45 seconds later, another round of Blast Novas will be off. So then your second group of clickers, which we use a Feral, a Prop Heli, a Mage, and an Ellie Shaman. And then obviously they go back to DPSing 45 seconds later. Third set of clickers are going to have to go Hunter, Hunter, Warrior, Rogue, Hunter. So on and so forth. After that, the first clickers will come back up and do it. The reason you can't use the same clickers is because it leaves a debuff on you for 2 minutes that does not allow you to click the cube again. This goes on throughout the whole fight until he dies. It's not hard to deal with, but without explanation, like I just did, you might kind of struggle. Just make sure you already know your 5 guy. You have 3 sets of 5 clickers. Put that through your head. 3 sets of 5 clickers. 3 sets of 5 clickers. As long as you get that right and be sharp on the calling, you should be able to deal with it relatively easy. Okay. So as you see, this Blast Nova is getting ready to come up right now. Don't even worry about DPS. You see how my guy's just kind of sitting there like waiting and waiting and waiting. Then you'll see Mag start casting Blast Nova under his unit frame. He casts Blast Nova. As soon as you see that, all 5 need to click it before it goes off. Now, while the beam is going off, Mag takes 300% increased damage. But however, I wouldn't risk it really because it's, and this are on, especially on Prog, I mean, because you take 900 damage every tick, every second. So it's a lot, man. So I would just not risk it. Just click it to cancel the Blast Nova, and then you're good to go. We got 30 seconds left on Blast Nova for this one. So you're going to start seeing a Quake happen where it knocks everybody back. Remember, use that as your telltale sign to get back and get ready to Blast Nova. Quake is on a 50-second cooldown. Blast Nova is on a 45-second cooldown, so it's kind of off, but you can still kind of use that as a judgment. Okay, now second group of clickers, they're already, if you look top right, you see them by the cube, not doing anything, waiting. Everybody's doing that. Blast Nova is going to go off right now, and then you're going to see all the beams come out for it. It interrupts it. There you go. Stops him, and you guys go back to DPSing. So that is what this fight is, guys. Okay. Oh yeah. Also watch out for conflags. They're all over the place. It's fire on the ground. Stand out to fire. Pretty sure everybody can do that. It's not that hard. Okay. So third set of clickers need to get ready. When you see the jump back, they're going to start going there. Okay. Speed it up. That's the fight, guys. You guys really have to pay attention to the Blast Novas. As long as you can get the Blast Novas down, the fight's easy. So outside of you paying attention to the kicks from Shadow Word or Shadow Bolt volleys and the Dark Mending and this, that's all you need to do is that. And then you shouldn't mess it up. Okay. And now you keep going like this. And that's this entire phase. Phase 3 will come up in a little bit, and then I'll explain it. There's the Quake. Get ready for another Blast Nova that they're going to all interrupt at the same time. There it was. Okay. Now 30% is coming up. At 30%, ceiling falls. So, you know, it's just debris fall from the ceiling. Look how much damage it does when it hits. It's about to go off. It does a lot of damage. Okay. You'll see this happen. Shit starts to fall. Damage. Boom. So much damage goes off right here. For that reason, we have the Druids save their Tranquility and have everybody save their health stones and their health pots for that phase because it happens quite a few times. Okay. So you're going to see one happen again. And then it bops everybody. See that? Everybody gets heals up. Now, the only thing also to pay attention to is you still have to do Blast Nova, guys. So make sure you still do Blast Nova with that, and you guys are fine, man. That's the whole fight. It can be rough at first. Even we struggled at first, but guys, you can get it down. Just be real sharp on the clickers. As long as you get the interrupters hashed out and the clickers, you guys will be ready, man. And now he's dead. Get his good loot and move on to the next one. All right, my guys, that's the fight, man. Thanks for watching. Like and follow if you want some more TBC content, man. Every day I stream TBC, all types of TBC at Twitch Gaming/CrixGaming_. Peace out, my guys. Until the next one.